Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview Sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Why do so many businesses struggle while others seem to explode overnight? Do you wish you had the secret to this type of exponential growth? Now, I've scaled more than 20 businesses to over $100 million, and it's not just luck. In my new book with Mark Tim, Mentor to Millions, you'll learn the repeatable framework I use in all my business ventures for massive success. Order at kevinmentor.com and get over $1,000 in bonuses. Head to kevinmentor.com.
Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Greene. With me is the inventor of the infomercial and the original shark on the hit TV show Shark Tank, Kevin Harrington. Kevin, thanks so much for being here.
Hey, Seth. Great day today. We got a really special guest. I'm excited for our program today.
Yes, we will be interviewing none other than Scott Donnell. Scott is a serial entrepreneur who's dedicated his life to both physical and mental health. He's the founder of the Apex Leadership Company, a fitness and fundraising program for schools that's raised over $75 million for schools and has 115 franchises and 3 million customers. But recently, he's joined the biotech world as the CEO of Hapbee, which is what we're going to talk about today. Scott, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, good to be here, Seth. And Kevin, this is going to be great.
So I see that you're wearing one. Tell our folks at home what a Hapbee is.
Yeah, well, this is it. It's basically it's a brand new revolutionary wearable technology that helps you choose how you want to feel. It's as simple as that. So the tech is crazy. I'll probably get to that in a minute with you, Kevin, but we can help people feel more alert, more productive, de-stress, better sleep, all at the click of a button through these very, very precise magnetic fields that actually cause a response in the body. And they don't have to depend on pills or substances or chemicals that can hurt them anymore. And it's basically like the future of mental wellness, in our opinion. So that's it.
Hey, Scott, just full disclosure, I am on your board, advisory board. And so just want to make sure, I'm excited about what you're doing. And this is why I wanted to join at that level, because people that are using your product are having amazing transformations and success. Right. And so I just, for those that don't know, and, because I've got a little bit of inside information, I just want to kind of go down the path for those that are listening. You're saying, how does this work, right? You mentioned magnetic fields, but what is the efficacy of the product?
Yeah, so it's called Hapbee. So the logo's a bee, if everyone's watching. Hapbee, HAPBEE.com. And we actually have a /shark for you guys. So get the biggest discount we have available. But what this is doing is we can basically imitate like a couple cups of coffee, the feeling of a couple cups of coffee, the feeling of a couple shots at happy hour of drinks, literally, muscle relaxant that you would take, or a sleep aid when you go to bed. We've got hundreds of people literally last night, probably 300-400 people, you put this under their pillow or they wore it around their neck before they went to bed and put on the sleepy signal. And what it does is it just mellows you down. People start to yawn, heavier eyes. They go into deep REM way faster throughout the night. So we've kind of cracked this code. Instead of having to ingest things, we can give you a version of the effect just by clicking a button in the app. So it's basically member-based. You download the app, you connect it to the device, and then we play these signals that have about 20 million data points in each of them. And the story's crazy. And I know, Kevin, the first time you heard this story, it sounded like Star Trek, but the truth of the matter is we licensed this technology from a company, a medical tech company called Emulate Therapeutics up in Seattle. They've been working on this technology for about 18 years in the labs. The guy who invented Cialis is the chief scientist, or who led the team to create the Cialis
I was going to say,
product.
so it might have some other effects too, you know?
That is, yeah, I can't disclose anything there just yet. I can keep you excited about that in the future, but it's not live.
Pun
Nothing's
intended.
live in the app yet. So, but yeah, so a team of people, they said, okay, what if certain compounds and molecules, what if they throw off a wake, a signal, and what if that's what's happening in your body when you take certain, molecules and things like that? And they built this technology. Einstein was the first person, by the way, to say that this was possible. Okay, that when you take certain non-covalent bonding drugs into your body, it causes a response, but there's no chemical bond there. It's just like an exchange of electrons to cause a change in the body and a sensation or a physiological effect. Well, anyway, they set out to try to figure this out, a bunch of scientists, and it took them 4.5 years. They found this magnetometer technology from the Navy that was used to track submarines and, in the Pacific and all these crazy instruments. And they found out a way to listen in at the molecular level to see what these compounds would throw off. And they were able to create their first few signals. And that is the type of technology that we are adapting for our consumer product. The parent company is doing all the medical stuff. So they're working with people with brain tumors, right? Giving them signals for chemo and Taxol, and helping them without any of the toxicological side effects. It's an incredible technology. They're in FDA, I believe, through stage 2. They're entering 3. They're working on pain. They're talking about other applications this summer. We are basically the general wellness side, the consumer tech side, mental wellness, feeling alert, sleepy, focused, calm, relaxed. We can give people those sensations at the click of a button. And so that's how we launched just a couple years ago and came onto the scene. They've got 37 patents, $80 million into this technology now. It's just amazing. So we're the first ones breaking it to the world.
And your business model is subscription based. So somebody buys the piece of equipment up front, and that's the piece that you were wearing around your neck. Maybe you could pop it up again to show for anyone watching. This piece of equipment you wear around your head and or your neck, right?
Yeah, I usually wear it under my shirt.
Do you? Okay. And so now, how long do you wear that, and how soon before you see results?
So you can wear it on your forehead, you can wear it around your neck. It usually takes a few minutes to get the first sensation. Some people, it takes several tries. It kind of depends if you're a biohacker or you've worked with, energies. Yeah, Apollo, if you use Apollo, or if you use any sort of PMF or direct stimulation products, you're going to get the hang of this right away. Some people, they're not in touch with their feelings inside, and it takes a few tries. So we have a 10-day onboarding where people use it for a half an hour, certain signals, half an hour of this, half an hour of that, for about 10 days to get the onboarding period finished. And by the time that's over, 95% plus of folks enjoy it. They get it. They're using it. And they're kind of figuring out how it helps them throughout their daily life, right? People use this when they wake up for alert. They use the focus signal for productivity in the middle of the day. Like I'm playing the focus signal right now. That one's basically like just triggering nicotinic receptors and making me like laser in. We've got muscle relaxants if people sit too long or travel. We've got a calm signal that's like just a de-stressor. We've got the happy signal, which kind of mimics a couple drinks, which that one's a party favorite, I will say. And then we have the sleepy signal, which is the nighttime. I know one of our mutual friends was really, he got hooked on the nicotine one. And I don't mean hooked in a bad way, but just he loved it, right? Because he doesn't smoke, but he's like, here he was getting that, that sensation and feeling, and gave him energy. And so what are some of the other transformative things that happen to some of the folks, like some testimonials that you've seen? Yeah, I mean, if you want to see for yourself, just go to hapbee.com in our reviews section. We've got 100 and something reviews already from folks. I've heard, I'm doing this, Kevin, because my grandma was the first person I had try this. Okay. 2 years ago, when we got our first signal, it was the relax signal. I thought, man, my grandma's the best test here. So went to see her. She's had terrible arthritis for 12, 15 years, doesn't sleep much at night. She's 87 years old. I didn't tell her what it was. I just put it on her head, said, just try this out. It may help you feel better. Within 10 minutes, she's bouncing around, hugging people. She feels amazing. She's all loose. That night, she slept 11 hours. She wore it again before going to bed. Best night's sleep she'd gotten in over a decade. And the next morning, my grandpa gave me $100,000. He said, whatever you did to grandma, I'm not kidding. And our family does not invest. Like, we don't do this. I come from generations of entrepreneur that, like, we give it away. We don't really give it to them.
Right.
And, you know, he said, here's the money. We're old. You need to do this with 1 billion other people, because whatever you did to grandma needs to happen to as many people as possible. And that was my why. That was my moment. I'm like, I'm in, let's go. And so we've heard tons of these stories: better sleep, deeper REM, more energy, de-stressing. That's a huge one. Stress management is one of our biggest markets.
And you mentioned, you know, you got $100,000 because you raised money, you went public. I mean, you've done all the amazing things that entrepreneurs should do when they have something so exciting. I think, what are you at, about a $5 million raise at this point so far?
Yeah, I'm actually, it's probably around 8 right now, because we did a US raise and a Canadian financing round. We went public in Toronto on the TSX venture, and then we just listed OTC in the US, and we're listed in Frankfurt. It's HAPB F for the US and HAPB.V for Canada.
Okay, super.
Scott,
yeah, it's exciting.
What is the market penetration strategy? How do you get the word out about a mass consumer appeal device that has the potential to change lives like that?
Yeah, so we've been, for the last 5 months, we've been testing our funnels online. We're going straight B2C. So we are selling off our website. We're building a ton of Facebook, Instagram retargeting ads right now. We're doing pretty well on our CAC, our cost per acquisition. We also have a ton of affiliates. Dave Asprey was one of the first, the father of biohacking, right? He was one of the first people that heard about this. And I was up in Seattle. We just randomly connected through a mutual friend. And he sat there in a back office. I'll never forget. We both put the alert signal on. And within 30 seconds, he goes, "This is bulletproof coffee around my forehead. This is unbelievable. Let's go." He invested. He started, calling up people left and right. He's been one of our great, launch advocates for the business. And we have many more like him. Jim Quick joined the team. Joe Polish joined the team. It's just a lot of really, really great people in their space. And so I think affiliates and influencers is the next biggest strategy for us as we grow, because with this technology, it sounds like Star Trek. I mean, we really do have
It
trolls
also looks
there.
like Star Trek. It looks like the guy who...
This is like 100 years ago when radio was like, you were burned at the stake for thinking that anything like internet and radio. So what we're trying to do is get people who are influencers to use it, right? And then try it. I know, Kevin, I know your son and others, they've tried this product, and then they can tell other people about it. That's our best way to grow right now.
Given all the success that you've had, what's your biggest challenge right now?
Good question. I think our biggest challenge is education. Okay. When you have a new category, we are literally creating a new category. We're a category of one. There is an entire industry of direct stimulation, but everybody else in the industry is basically just giving you like one type of pulse or one type of shock or one type of magnetic wave or whatever. Apollo is a great example of that. And they're all growing really well. The hard part is explaining to people that, no, this is like Netflix for feelings. We have members.
That's a great analogy.
They're literally we have a new signal launching next month, you guys. And then another one. And we're going to have an entire library for diet, memory, performance, blood flow, like focus, energy, sleep. Like we have another sleep signal coming that's a trigger. It actually triggers the sleep instead of regulates it. So there's so much more that this technology can do. We're even making a bed form factor right now. We've got a team working on an awesome design. We can announce more later, but that's another type of product that just hooks up to the app. So right now, the biggest challenge is educating people that this actually exists. because a lot of this stuff starts in the margins, and you get your early adopters, and then you can start moving it into the early majority and getting it out to the world.
So on the Pubco side, so you've got the Canadian side, you've got the U.S. side. What are the plans for the future there?
Well, I'm not allowed to say too much that's not public. I will say we hit an all-time high today, so that's a pretty fun celebration today. We have certain, it's always a difficult dance in the public markets, right? Like, you don't want to promote a stock too much because that's just all marketing for your stock. You want to have good fundamentals for the stock. And so, we run this balance of we put a lot of our investment into product, strong signals, really good app, really good customer experience, customer service team. That's where I'd say the bulk of our money's going. And what I'm finding is people buy the product, and if they have any sort of investment, thinking, or they trade, or they actually buy any of their own stocks, and they don't just do like a diversified portfolio, they go buy our stock. And that's actually a great way for us to grow without having to spend all our money on Pubco marketing kind of stuff like that. Now, we do have certain partners, right, who help share the message and get this out to certain markets that care about, small cap stocks like us. But I love it when somebody buys our product, uses and loves it, and then wants to be a part of it, right? That to me is an investor that's going to be there for a decade, rather than someone who might just come in and out and day trade or something like that. So, I'm learning a lot. This is my first soiree into being a Pubco, CEO, and I'm learning as we go. But we have a lot of smart people around us who have been down the line a dozen times each, and so I think we're doing a good job. Yeah,
and Dave Asprey, by the way, talked to him recently. He is very excited. What a great brand ambassador to have, not only on your team as an investor and advisor. Amazing, pulling people like Dave and Joe Polish, Jim Quick, etc. Done a great job of assembling this sort of dream team, so to speak.
Yeah, this is a whole case study in itself, is how to build the right team around you, right? Like no great business is built by just the entrepreneur, right? I'm one of the sparks in the machine, and we brought on incredible advisors, right, who are rock stars in their own right, whether it's in Pubco or in affiliate marketing, or we have one of our advisors, she serves 3 million seniors in her business. Okay, we've got another one who has a $100 million company for pets. We've got another one who is like the king of biohacking, and another one who works in mental wellness with millions of people. So bringing on the right team is one of the number one assets of a great leader, is being able to bring on people that can help become a mouthpiece for a new technology or a new business.
It made me think of the question, does it works on pets also?
Yeah, this isn't something we're launched with the license yet, but this has been tried on many pets. And we have anecdotally a lot of customers who are like, man, can you try to figure out something like a pet collar, a pet bed? It is a huge opportunity. We've had many conversations in the back room about this with our parent company, but people will have their dog or their cat next to them while they're playing relax, or while they're playing calm or sleepy, and the animal just mellows, right? If they're achy, or if they're yippy dogs, for instance, when you leave the house, having that technology. I mean, there's so many applications. Think about agriculture. Think about the medical space, oncology world, the pet space. I mean, I was just talking to somebody who has the largest float pod company in America, and they are talking about wanting to use this around their float pods, giving people this experience while they're relaxing in a pod. So this is going to go into a lot of different technologies. We might be more like Intel than anything else.
Powered by, if you could make it saltwater proof, then you're all set for the float pods.
Ski helmets, yoga mats, work chairs. I mean, the bed form factor was a no-brainer, because we have so many of our people are using this every single night when they go to sleep. They swear by it, and it's not built for going like not a lot of people go to bed with this around their neck. That's not what we built it for. We just had someone put under their pillow. Actually, it might have been Dave Asprey. He put under his pillow, and it did the full effect for him. He was like, hey, this is great. So he started telling everybody. Now we have a bunch of people who put under their pillow at night. So it's one of those things where you kind of, you adapt and you learn as you go. And now we're realizing, man, if we can create a bed that increases circulation for people while they're, anything from making love with good blood flow to waking up with alert in the morning to getting way better sleep at night with our signals, like, hey, that's a whole new category we can create. And I think it would be a home run.
Absolutely. Well, we know your time's incredibly valuable. We greatly appreciate you spending some of it with us. For Sharkpreneur, this has been Seth Greene with Kevin Harrington, and our special guest today was Scott Donnell. Scott, that link is hapbee.com/shark. Is that correct?
That's right. HAPBE.com/shark. And we'll give the top discount that's on there for people. I think it's like $50 to $80 right now. So we'll be on there for a while. Yep.
Amazing.
Awesome. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching and listening.
Great job, Scott. Take care.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.